Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so the markets today are cooling off, which is nice considering how violent these swings have been, how volatile the markets have been. It's kind of nice that we're having a chill Friday, at least so far today at about 12:15 p.m. on the East Coast. So in this video, we got to break the markets down, some charts. We got to break down 3 oversold stocks. So if you all find value, hit the like button, subscribe, get your 5 stocks from Moomoo, link down below. All you have to do is use that link, deposit $100, and you could get up to 5 stocks, each of which are valued up to $3,500. And you guys could also join my Patreon. Both of those are linked down below. And with that being said, let's talk. So at this point in time, the S&P 500's up 0.1%. We have the Dow down 0.3%. We have the NASDAQ 100 up 0.6%. And we have the Russell down about 0.5%. So in other words, it's a normal day out there. It's not like we're seeing the NASDAQ down 4% like yesterday. We're not seeing the S&P ripping 3%. It's just a normal day today. And sometimes normal, chill, just normal days, these are the best days. I mean, if you're a crazy day trader, maybe you want those 3-4% swings. But for me, I kind of like the chill days sometimes. I'll be honest with you all. And at this point in time, SPY is fighting to break out of 448. And the head and shoulders that we talked about recently on this 10-day chart as of now is still intact. You guys can see I have my alert at $450. If this breaks, which is the neckline, that means we're going to break the neckline, obviously, and the moving averages on this 10-day 30-minute chart. And in other words, the head and shoulders at that point, if we break 450, is out the window, right? But as of now, we're not above 450. We're at 447.50, so we're about $2.50 under this neckline. And it seems like the head and shoulders is still intact. And if I pull up this intraday chart, you guys can see all throughout today, including pre-market, we've been struggling at 448. Look at this. At about 7:45 a.m. on the East Coast, we failed there. In the morning here at about 9:30, 10 a.m., we failed. And now in real time, at about 12:15 p.m. on the East Coast, we are failing at 448 again. So I'm telling you, we got to break 448. We got to break 450. The bulls got to get out of these levels. If they don't, this might end up dumping. The head and shoulders might end up playing out. And SPY could end up being back to 440. Heck, maybe even under 440. So keep your eyes on 448, 450, not just today, but also next week. I have a feeling next week, I'm pretty positive these levels are going to be super important next week. And when it comes to triple Q, let's pop that up. Triple Q, same thing. Head and shoulders on this 10-day chart. We're under the neckline. The neckline's at about 363 roughly. And now we're trading at about 356. So we're about $7 under the neckline. We're fighting to hold above 355 right now, which was resistance, in the end of January. That needs to hold now as support. If it doesn't, we're at risk of falling down even further, maybe down to 340, 345. That's where the head and shoulders will complete. And again, as of now, triple Q head and shoulders is intact. We're under the neckline and we're under the moving averages, and we're seeing a death cross as well here on the 10-day chart. So for triple Q, like I did with SPY, I put my alert at what? 450, something like that. Triple Q, I got to put my alert. I'm going to put my alert at about, let's say, 360. And we got to then break above 365. So I'll put 2 alerts. One at 360, mark is at or above. The second one, I'm going to put at 365. If these levels break, guys, that is where the inverse, or not the inverse, the regular, I'm so used to talking about inverse head and shoulders, guys. I haven't been seeing many of those recently. But if we break 365, the head and shoulders is going to be out the window. So keep your eyes on triple Q, SPY, the head and shoulders, volatility, which as of now, the VIX is down about 0.8%. So volatility is pretty much dead today, even though the VIX is still elevated. As long as the VIX is above 20, guys, we have some pretty decent volatility. But the second we get back into the teens, obviously that's when volatility is going to start dying off in a major way. So what do you guys think? Drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Just doing that really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm, guys, and I appreciate all of you, as always, for tuning in, watching, subscribing. You guys are awesome. And again, make sure to get your 5 stocks from Moo link down below. Literally free money, guys, with a $100 deposit. Use that link down below. Now, let's talk about these 3 oversold stocks. Number 1 is ULTA, ticker symbol ULTA. ULTA just hit $422 a share about a month ago in the beginning of 2022, and it just recently dumped all the way from 422 down to about 350. In other words, it got into pretty much a bear market in January alone, guys. Yes, you heard that right. ULTA dropped 20% in January, and now that we turned over into February, the stock's kind of been finding a bottom right towards the bottom of this channel on the 4-hour chart, which is nice. We hit 347. We broke back over 350, 360. We actually got to 370. I think that was yesterday. And now we're kind of consolidating around 365. So in my opinion, even though the RSI is at 49, which isn't really extremely oversold or ridiculously overbought, it's kind of in the middle. In my opinion, this thing has room to run. It's this rally has legs. It could go even higher, in my opinion, as we are more towards the bottom of this channel. So I'm thinking in the short term, ULTA at 365 is where it is now. It could probably go to 385, maybe 390, right by the 180 moving average on this 4-hour chart, which, we might see some resistance there, and especially at about 380, 385. But if we break 390, this might be going to 400s, but I'm not getting ahead of myself quite yet, guys, because we're still at 365. So I'm going to put my alert, one of them at let's put it at 365. We're at 364.38 right now, to be exact, guys. One at 365, and I'll put another one at 390. So the way I'm looking at this is as follows, right? We break 365, we're probably going to fill the gap anywhere from, and especially if we break 375, which was the high from earlier this week. If we break these points, we're probably going to fill the gap to 390. Then 390 is going to be another big test. If 390 fails, we might just dump right back down. But if we break 390, 400s is probably around the corner. So in my opinion, ULTA looks pretty decent here. It's got to break some levels, and I think it's pretty promising if it does do that. TTWO, do you guys remember we got some news a couple of weeks ago, or when was that? 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago? Wow, it's almost 3 weeks ago. We got news that they're buying out Zynga, right? I think it was for $8 billion, $7 billion, something like that, in an all-cash deal. Let's see here. We'll take two's $11 billion. Okay, $11 billion for Zynga is what they're doing. And the stock tanked on that day. It went from about 181 to 138. It dropped 25%, which is nuts. And since then, it's recovered. If I pull up this 3-year chart, you guys can see a clear wedge on TTWO, which in my opinion is a great video game company. We're not going to get too deep into the fundamentals in this video. We're going to focus more on the technicals. You guys can see it was $214 about a year ago, and it got all the way to 130. So it did get into a bear market over the course of 2021. Now we're seeing buyers stepping in towards the bottom of the channel, or the wedge. We bounced off the 180 moving average on the 3-year chart. Now we're testing the top of the wedge, and I'm telling you guys, this is up 5% today. It's starting to gain some momentum. It's still pretty oversold. If this takes out let's say 75 180s, this is probably going to go back to 200s, and I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past, but this is what I'm thinking based on the sheer momentum we're seeing. And earnings, oh wow, I just realized earnings are in 3 days. So be careful with this one. Earnings are on the 7th. So what's that, Monday? That's got to be Monday. Yeah, earnings are on Monday, so watch it, be careful. But I'm telling you, if earnings are good, this might end up ripping past 180, back to 200s in no time. And we had EA report. EA didn't do that well, so that might be a comparable company to look at considering they're both in the same space. So be careful. But all I'm saying is TTWO, I like it. We're breaking out of the moving averages on the 4-hour chart. We're showing some momentum after that Zynga deal. I think this might go higher in the short term. AMAT is the last one for this video, guys. Applied Materials. I'm not liking the fact that it's falling back under the 50 moving average right now. That's a bit of a red flag, I'll be honest. But the fact that a couple of days ago we bounced off the bottom of the channel, I guess you can say that was a relief rally from 127. We went all the way to 140. That's a good sign that buyers are stepping in towards the bottom of the channel. You can see here on the yearly chart. That's a good sign, but we just got to get above, in my opinion, $140 a share. If we do take out $140 a share, which is right by this moving average on the yearly chart, let me put my alert at 140. There we go. It's right by the 180 moving average on the yearly chart, right around 140. And on the 4-hour chart, you guys can see 140. That was resistance literally 2 days ago. That was the high from 2 days ago. So if Applied Materials could break 140, guys, this is going to start gaining some serious momentum, in my opinion. And we've seen this stock catch fire before. Look at what happened last time it got to the bottom of this channel back in the middle of October. It hit 126. Hit 126. That was a bit of a tongue twister there. We hit 126. We went all the way to 158. Ran up to 168. Then we saw this violent sell-off in January. This thing fell 25%. Now I think it's starting to recover. So watch out for Applied Materials. Again, set your alert at 140. If we gain momentum out of there, this thing might catch fire fairly quickly. So that's it, guys. ULTA, TTWO, Applied Materials. Those are 3 stocks that I'm looking at now, and some thoughts on the markets. And by the way, guys, Snapchat is still up 50% right now, which is nuts. And the volume on Snapchat is just disgusting right now. I mean, it's at 171 million volume as I'm making this video. A lot of shares are exchanging hands. This is nuts, guys. So what do you think? What do you think about the markets, the stocks we just talked about, Snapchat? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. Make sure to join my Patreon if you want all my buy, sells, call outs, morning update videos, Discord access, plus more. That's linked down below. And you guys could also get 5 stocks from Moomoo. Use my link, deposit $100, and you could get up to 5 stocks, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. So all that is linked down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Good luck today. Peace out.